In a peaceful village nestled by a sparkling river, there lived an elderly woman named Mrs. Thompson. She was known throughout the village for her wisdom and kindness. Every evening, the villagers gathered at her humble cottage to seek her advice and hear her stories. One warm summer evening, as the sun set behind the hills, a young boy named Jake approached Mrs. Thompson's cottage. He had a troubled look on his face as he knocked on the wooden door. Mrs. Thompson opened the door with a warm smile and welcomed Jake inside. She noticed the sadness in his eyes and asked, "What troubles your heart, young one?" Jake sighed and said, "Mrs. Thompson, I don't understand why some of the kids at school are so mean to me. They tease me, call me names, and it hurts a lot." Mrs. Thompson nodded and invited Jake to sit down. She began to tell him a story. Long ago, in a distant land, there lived a wise old sage. People came to him seeking guidance, just as they come to me. One day, a young traveler asked the sage for advice on how to live a good life. The sage smiled and replied, "In life, there is one rule above all others, a rule that, if followed, can bring peace and happiness to the world. It is known as the Golden Rule: treat others as you would like to be treated." The young traveler was puzzled and asked, "But what does that mean?" The sage explained, "It means that if you want kindness and respect from others, you must first show kindness and respect to them. If you want love, you must give love. If you want friends, you must be a friend. The way you treat others will often determine how they treat you in return." Jake, Mrs. Thompson continued, "The Golden Rule is a powerful lesson in life. When you show kindness and respect to others, even when they are unkind to you, you set an example for them to follow. Eventually, they may realize the error of their ways and change their behavior." Jake listened carefully to Mrs. Thompson's words. He thanked her for the wisdom and left her cottage with a lighter heart. Over time, Jake decided to put the Golden Rule into practice. Instead of responding to unkindness with anger, he responded with kindness. He smiled at his classmates, offered help when they needed it, and soon enough, some of those who had teased him began to change their ways. Word spread throughout the village about Jake's kindness, and soon, more and more people followed the Golden Rule. The village became a happier and more harmonious place to live. From that day forward, Jake learned the true meaning of the Golden Rule, and he realized that by treating others as he wanted to be treated, he could help create a world filled with love, respect, and understanding. The moral of the story is that the Golden Rule teaches us to treat others with kindness and respect, regardless of how they treat us. By doing so, we have the power to influence positive change in the world and make it a better place for everyone.